Hi y'all, Justin with Kayak Catfish. I'm out on the water here at first light, kinda. I'm a little late getting out here, I ain't gonna lie to you. But anyways, my plan for today is to do some ultralight fishing, catching whatever wants to bite. And this video, you're gonna see it all because it's gonna be raw, uncut, uncensored. The good, the bad, everything in between, you're gonna see it all. I've turned this camera on, gonna leave it running for the next hour or two. We'll just see how it's going out here. So if there's any edits at all in this video, it's because the dang camera overheated and I had to let it cool off. But that would be the only edit. But anyway, I'm right here. I'm on Mountain Hill Reservoir. I'm right here next to a bluff wall. I'm going to make my way down through here, just throwing this ultralight rod with the jig head. That's a 1/64 ounce jig head, a 1-inch Gulp minnow, and the smelt color, 2-pound test line. I'm going to make my way down through here. Whatever wants to play, we'll play tug of war with it. Hopefully, whatever's out there, hopefully there's a lot of them. We're going to catch them all. So I'm going to get the camera here in the chest, and we're going to get started. I'm just going to start here. I was wanting to kind of start farther on down on this bluff wall, but there's a fella in a boat. He's over there, and it looked like he was going the other direction, so I gave him a little space, and we'll work our way down this direction. There was something splashing right over there. I don't have a graph on this kayak. I'm in my Old Town, my pedal kayak today, my kind of what I call my grab and go rig. Very simple, very basic setup. And I don't have a graph, but I can tell you just from experience and previous knowledge, this rock wall here, this bluff wall, comes straight off. Gets real deep real fast. I'm going to let this jig just kind of fall down the wall as we make our way down. There's some overhanging trees and, you know, rocks and logs and stuff that have fallen off in the water. Lots of little hidey holes for fish. Also got a lot of grass and gunk on the water today too. We'll have to cast around that, probably bring in some weeds in both my jigs and my pedal drive prop here. But yeah, y'all, we're just going to go raw, uncut, unfiltered today. I've done a couple videos like this here over the last month, and overall they have been positively reviewed. The first one didn't get a lot of views, but the people who watched really liked it. Here's a fish. The second one, I posted on a weekday, which weekday videos typically do better for me. And that video got more views than both of the catfish videos I got combined that week. So I thought, well, we'll try it again. This is a nice bluegill right here. Look at this one. How about this for fish number one? That's a chunky bluegill right there, man. Give me that jig back, buddy. Tell your mama hi on that camera, fish. He ain't gonna tell her hi. He's embarrassed. He was so starstruck. First time that fish has ever been on a YouTube video. He didn't know how to act. I didn't know how to act my first time on YouTube either. Still don't really. Been doing it a few years. I'll get it figured out about the time it's time to stop doing YouTube. I'll reel that in around them weeds there. We got a little bit of flow, it looks like. You don't typically get a lot of current flow out here on Mountain Hill, but you can see them weeds, they're making their way down, so we'll just make our way up. We'll maybe throw on the backside of some of these trees and logs and stuff up through here as we come across them. Places these fish could get out of the current. That being so light, it probably won't have any effect on their positioning anyway, though. But yeah, y'all, I was just in the mood to do some ultralight fishing. Been in the mood to do some ultralight fishing the last few days, and I said, you know what, today's the day. Getting out here, doing it. Gonna do this just raw, uncensored video. Get back in my Old Town kayak, you know, just basic, minimal setup. I've mentioned this in other videos, but there's just something rewarding about just coming out, no motor, no electronics, one fishing pole, and some jig heads, and coming out here and just wearing out the fish. Thought I had one butt me right there. There's just something rewarding about the simplicity of it. Now, I do have another rod with me. It's my skipjack rod, just in case I was to see some skipjack or white bass blowing up out here, you know, a big school of them or something, busting the surface. We'll definitely take advantage. But the plan for me is just to spend the morning doing this right here. I'll probably only film an hour or two of it. Get me a little off-camera time. I don't know if I have enough commentary to do a 3 or 4 hour show here without it being live, you know, without having an audience to interact with. But we'll make the most of it. I guarantee you, random stuff will be popping in my head throughout the morning here. Last time I did this video, I somehow or another got on the topic of who the most famous person was that had ever watched one of my YouTube videos. Because, you know, I've got 30 million views, a little over 30 million views. Statistically speaking, there's had to be a famous person or two stumble across my channel. You know, there has to be. And the most famous person that I knew of who had watched prior to that video was Cooter from Dukes of Hazzard. You know, I told that story there on that video. And one of my regular viewers goes by the screen name Virginian. He apparently has a direct line to Jimmy Houston, an old famous bass fisherman, had a TV show I watched growing up. And he reached out to him, and Jimmy Houston, I'll be doggone if he didn't click on my video and leave a comment. So I think Jimmy Houston and Cooter from Dukes of Hazzard are the two most famous people that have ever watched my videos. So that's pretty cool. I still have to believe that old Billy Bob Thornton or John Travolta or Goldie Hawn or Taylor Swift, one of them have probably watched too. Maybe even LL Cool J. But I can't verify that. I can't prove that for certain. So, but yeah, very cool of Virginian to reach out to Jimmy Houston on my behalf. I wish he'd come out here and reach out to some of these fish on my behalf, because other than that one bluegill, that's all I got so far. For those of you that fast forward in the video waiting on me to catch another fish, by gosh, you may have to fast forward a little further. I think we'll start getting more once we get up here to this debris, but I wanted to work this rock wall. I thought there might be possibly some smallmouth hanging out on here. I have done well in the past. If I'm targeting smallmouth specifically, I oftentimes go to the 3-inch size gulp. And a slightly larger jig head, I'll go to like a 1/32 ounce and bigger hook. Can I get hung on something here? There it goes. But today I'm just after a mixed bag, whatever I can get. Bluegill, crappie, bass. If we see white bass or skipjack going crazy out here, we'll catch those too. I've got my cooler with me, so it wouldn't hurt my feelings if I got some extra catfish bait. I think I'm going to go catfishing tomorrow. But today, I've had the hankering, you know. I've had the hankering to do some ultralight fishing. Right there was something splashing. I think that might have been a small skipjack. But I was in the mood, and like I said, this raw, unfiltered video that I had posted there recently did better than both of the catfish videos I posted that particular week combined. So when that happens, I can kind of justify being able to come out and go ultralight fishing when I want to. Used to, when I first started this channel, you know, it was all about the catfish. That's what people wanted to see. That was a fish I just missed. So when I would post something like an ultralight video, kind of off-brand, it got lousy views. Well, I think I've finally grown the ultralight audience now that I can pretty much go ultralight fishing whenever I want. Post the video and not have to worry about it. There's some fish kind of busting up through here occasionally. We're gonna get on some fish today. I don't know how many minutes I'm into this video now. I only got that one bluegill, one other bite here, but we're going to run into a bunch today. That's the nice thing about this style of fishing is you may have some dead space, some dead areas that you go through, but you get on some fish and put this jig in front of them, they're going to bite it. And right there was one that wanted to bite it. I went to pick up on it and he was there. This might be another bluegill. He wants to get over here at my prop, don't he? Get out of there, bluegill. Oh, yeah, that's another good one right there, man. Another real good fish. Come up here, bluegill. I think you might be a little bigger than the last one. You got that jig kind of deep too there, buddy. This one may be coming in the cooler with us, y'all. I got that jig out pretty easy. Let's see if he's bleeding. I don't see any blood around the gills. I think you got lucky right there, bluegill. You dodged the bullet. There, count your lucky stars. Go home and kiss your grandma tonight there, fish. You got lucky. But that fish, life flashed before his eyes when I was reeling him in. Throw back over there. He might have a friend right there. But this tree that comes out here off this bluff wall, and there's probably definitely a change in the composition where it comes off just a straight cliff over here to where this little outcropping is. So might be another fish over there, or two, or 10. Yep, speak of the devil right there, man. Had to let that jig sink kind of deep, but I don't know water temps because I don't have my graph, but just I can tell you, being barefooted and getting in the water a little bit there to unload the kayak, water temps have started to drop out here. So I don't know what they are. I'd say they're probably in the 70s. Bluegill, word up, buddy. That's some hip-hop talk right there. I mentioned LL Cool J a minute ago, possibly watching a video. And now I'm talking like some old 1990s rap right there, man. LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out. I had that CD, I think I was in 3rd grade. It was one of my first CDs. Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby was my first cassette tape as a kid. And I'm pretty sure Red Hot Chili Peppers was my first CD. That's some fun facts nobody wanted to know. For my live stream audience, who just happens to be watching this video, we got to talking about MC Hammer a while back. I did reach out to him. I slid into his DMs, as the kids say. Something hit me right there. Right there he is. I felt him pop it. Imagine that. I haven't heard back from MC Hammer. Probably never will. But I had to take the opportunity to do it. Can't blame a kid for trying. These are some nice bluegill though, man. I mean, these are some quality bluegill. I brought my board with me just in, look right here. Look right there, there's something splashing. I brought my board just in case we get on some crappie. Because I am going to keep a few of those for catfish purposes if we do. They got to be 10 inches, so I got to measure them. Well, I was going to throw that bluegill on the board and make his dreams come true, but he didn't care about knowing how big he was. That fish said he already knows how big he is. He said his grandma has been keeping track of his height his whole life. My grandma used to do that too. Did your grandma ever do that? She'd put the yardstick above your head and make a little pencil mark on the wall with the date. Some people bought my grandma's old house last year, and I got to thinking, I was like, you know, I bet there's a mark on the wall there, probably from 1984, 1987 with my height on there. Lord. Let me get that thing out of the way. Something busting over here. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's some bluegill or if it's a bass of some kind. But we've seen a couple splashes over there. Chasing minnows right up against the bank. We got some, I don't know if you can see on camera or not, there's some weeds floating right there. I'm not going to be able to skip my jig up under that tree because of them weeds. Kind of got a cast out in front of it here. I saw those minnows over there a second ago. They've worked them up against that bluff wall. I'm filming this video. It'll be a little lesser video quality than what y'all normally see on my channel. I normally film in 4K. However, I have learned that lesson the hard way. When you're doing videos that are 1 hour, hour and a half, or longer, those are huge file sizes in 4K. So we're back to 1080 today. I'm not spending or waiting 18 hours for a video to upload to YouTube like the last hour and a half video at 4K. I think that's what it ended up taking, around 18 hours to get it uploaded because of the file size. I said, heck with that. We'll do 1080. I know there's some more fish right here on this outcropping. If I could make myself be patient and let that jig sink down, I'd get a few more of them. That current's just strong enough to kind of sweep that jig along. I'll cast over there and let it fall back to that area. Got them other fish. Them some nice bluegill. I mean, I like me some bluegill fishing, y'all, especially when I can get on some better quality. I've been on very few guided fishing trips in my life. Oh no, I got hung. But a couple trips I have been on was for trophy bluegill. And that was some of the best fishing money I've spent to go out there and catch bluegill. And them, the fella, he runs a trophy pond service. There's my jig, got that back. But I literally caught a 2-pound bluegill, not BSing. Like, we put it on a scale. I don't weigh fish, but he had his, it was a big deal for him, you know, getting his service up and going. Put them fish on a scale. I literally had 1.99 pound bluegill. Biggest one I've ever caught. And man, it was just, the average bluegill in them ponds was all over a pound. You come back and get out here on public water, you know, you get home and gosh, it took me a month to get used to catching the smaller fish again. You know, you get spoilt going out there fishing all day, catching bluegill over a pound, and you come back and you catching 5-6 inchers, and it's they just don't pull the same. It's a big difference. I think I'm getting ready to move on from this little outcropping here, y'all. Let me sneak up here, see if I can find an area in between these weeds to just throw this jig and see what happens. If these weeds wasn't here, I would be getting this thing much closer, trying to skip it up under that tree, but with the weeds, it's tough to do. Throw one right back in there and see what we can do. Out here, where I've been letting that jig sink down catching them other bluegill, it's significantly deeper. Nothing. Well, we gave it the college try, didn't we? Some of them weeds on there. You're gonna catch a lot of weeds today. Maybe a stick fish or two. Might catch a whole daggone limb. Look at that. Let's see if I can get that. There it is. Lucky. Slap me on the ass and call me lucky. Got out of it. There's them fish again over at that wall. Yeah, we're gonna make our way along here. That's how it goes, you know. You catch a few fish off an area, and you've either caught them all, or the ones that are there just kind of quit biting. Move on down. There's plenty of more spots just like that one. I got a whole bunch of trees down through here that I cannot catch fish on too. No need to spend a lot of time on any one of them. Let's see what I can do here. We got a patch of weeds and a patch of weeds. Let's see if I can go between them, get a cast in there. But yeah, for those of you that have watched these videos, and especially for those of you that have watched the whole video, whether it was the hour-long one or the hour-and-a-half one, thanks. Appreciate you watching. I appreciate this fish biting. That's a little bluegill right there, man. Come up here, bluegill. Come up here. Well, there's another one that ate it kind of deep, man. The fish we're getting this jig in front of, man, they are hungry today. They are eating that thing. Open up, fish. I got to do some surgery here. There we go. We got it. Let's take a look. I think you okay. I think that's another one there that's dodged a bullet this morning. He needs to go get him a lottery ticket, but I don't know if the lottery's legal where the bluegill live. Some states it's legal and some it ain't. We finally got it here in Tennessee, but we got lottery. Sports gambling got made legal last year. And the fish right there. But yet my mama still can't go play bingo in Tennessee. Ain't that something? If she wants to go play bingo, she got to drive over to North Carolina. Right here's fish. That was dang near under the kayak. Nice, that's another good bluegill. Another good bluegill right here. You pale bluegill, you need to see the sun a little bit. A little bit of sun won't hurt you. I don't care what they say. Go get your vitamin D, fish. I know he ain't drinking no milk, so you better get out in the sun. Throw back up there. I hear something splashing behind me. I don't want to turn around though. If I do, I just turned around. It's like I'll see a big school of skipjack behind me, and I'll waste 20 minutes to go track them down, and then they'll be gone. And then they'll be over here once I get over there where I heard them splashing. Let's move back down. Currents pushed us along here. Make a few more casts over here though on this side of this tree. See if I can get a few more of them bluegill. I wish that patch of weeds right there would move. That would be so helpful. It needs to just drift on along there. Go about your day, weeds. Let that thing sink down. Yeah, I need to be closer up there. I think them weeds have decided to show us some mercy here, grant my wish. So let's go back over here and just make another few casts. Lord almighty, is this video, let me see, my camera says 25 minutes. Well, I ain't made much progress here. But catching some fish though, that's the main thing. That's what I want to do today. When I go ultralight fishing, I'm looking to catch some fish, man. I want bites, I want action. And ultralight fishing, it gets it done. You just, you throw in this kind of bait, you typically get a mixed bag. We get a lot of bluegill, but bass, crappie, all kinds of bass, largemouth, smallmouth, yellow bass, white bass, they'll all eat this thing. So you can just get a variety, go out and have a ton of fun. Sometimes catfishing, I gotta wait on fish to bite, wait them get active or move through, and often have long periods of downtime. I have periods of downtime doing this ultralight fishing, obviously, but it's not an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, Downtime in ultralight fishing is more like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. That's it. So for somebody like me who doesn't always have patience, it's a good way of fishing. There's a patch of weeds that's hung on that bottom tree branch right there, and I ain't gonna be able to skip this jig up under that tree, but I sure would like to. I got a little window right here, but it's a tight window. I don't know if I can. Y'all know my limited casting skills. I'd be curious to know what's up under there, though. I don't have my live scope or anything. Or y'all right here behind us. Behind us right here. Got all kinds of stuff splashing around here. I'm gonna throw the. Oh, that's skipjack too. That's skipjack. Let me ditch this rod just a second, y'all. Let me get this one out of the way. I brought this rod here just in case. Just in case, friends. Just in case. Come on, skipjack. Where'd you go? Oh, right there. Right there he is. Get in here, buddy. You coming home with us now. You coming home with us, Skippy. Calm it down 3 notches. You on video here. Raw and uncensored, buddy. In the cooler. Let's throw over here and see if they still here. They've quit jumping. Sorry if y'all having trouble seeing here. I'm standing all crooked and cockeyed. The wind and the current's kind of pushing me back. I'm just letting this thing, I'll let it take me right into these fish if they're still around. And as quick as they showed up, they gone. They chasing them school of minnows. That's why I brought this rod though, y'all. I come out here wanting to do some ultralight fishing, but you never know when you're going to run into some skipjack or some white bass. Especially out here on Melton Hill, so got me an extra bait because of it. Old Skippy. Alright. We'll get back to doing what we was doing. Again, they come up, they busting real fast, and then they gone. Who knows where they're at now? But we got one. Oh, what, as I make my way over here, y'all, I'm may change the angle on you a little bit. Might change the angle. What do you think? Y'all want to see my face for a little while? Probably not. Hang on. Something was splashing right out there. It might have been them skipjack, but they, I don't know. We'll, y'all keep your eye out for them, all right? Keep your eye. If you see them busting behind me or something while I'm casting, you let me know. Cause I'll sit out here and catch some skipjack today, by gosh. My skipjack rod here, you know, obviously heavier action, but I got some crappie magnets on, white and chartreuse. Got 2 of them there on 1/8 ounce jig heads. Put that back on that side. I'll be whacking it there. Let's try this out. Let's come up here. Let's put y'all up here for a little while. I don't know if that'll go over well or not. We'll see. Y'all can watch me reel in some fish. You can watch me get my line tangled around my rod tip first. You're gonna see that show. That happens a lot. Yeah, I think that's all right. We'll see. We'll do it that way a little while. And then we'll mix it up. Go back to the chest. I grew up, you know, before internet, obviously. Showing my age a little bit, but internet didn't come about till I was, I don't know, teenager, I guess. America Online, you got mail. But when I was a kid growing up, you know, if you watched a fishing show, you watched this angle. You know, you were looking at the person who was doing the fishing. You know, Bill Dance, Jimmy Houston, Hank Parker and stuff. So that's the view that I grew up watching and being accustomed to seeing. My eyes were trained to watch that kind of show. But now these kids today, you know, they grew up playing video games and stuff, those first person type views. And nowadays everybody expects you to have a chest cam. My views, when I went from the front cam to the chest cam, my views got a noticeable bump, so kind of stuck with it there. We're gonna mix it up today, try a few different angles. We'll try to catch a few different fish too if they want to cooperate. Comes a boat. Hopefully he's coming this way. I think there'd be a whole lot of boat traffic today. Especially didn't think there'd be a lot of traffic here. Oh, well, I had one hit me. But being a weekday, and this spot, I didn't think there'd be very many boats, but that's what I get for thinking. Yeah, I'm casting this direction. I don't know if y'all can even see that on the camera. I don't know how them boats can run with as much weeds as on the water. I mean, coming out through here, I had to paddle because it was too much for my prop on my paddle drive. They were so thick. I mean, there's a huge, like, big football field type of mat. Here's a fish. I don't know how them boats can run in it. What do you think, bluegill? Oh, y'all, there's a huge bass. I'm gonna let him. Come on, bluegill, swim around there a little bit. No, he didn't come back for him. There was a bass followed that bluegill up. He probably didn't see it. With the lighting, even if I had it in the chest, I don't know if y'all would have seen it or not, but he was probably 3-4 pound bass come up with this bluegill. He didn't attack him, he just followed him up. There he is, bluegill. I look dark on that screen too. The lighting. Maybe I should. What do you think? I don't know. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wipe my nose off first. Let me see. I'll tell you what. Y'all have seen enough of that. I'm gonna put the camera back in the chest. For those of you that have watched to this point in the video, there's at least probably 8 of you. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you all prefer. Do you want chest cam only for these type of videos? Do you want me to mix it up like that right there? You want front camera only? You know, you all tell me. Y'all drive the bus around here. I mean, y'all tell me what you want. I know I'm gonna spend all next hour worrying about that damn camera if I keep it up there in front of me, wondering about the lighting and if y'all seeing the action and this, that, and the other. So there was another splash. So I'm gonna put it back in the chest. Way I can just focus on reeling in these fish. And if a situation comes up where, like that right there, you got a 3-4 pound bass following a bluegill up, hopefully I can get that on camera. I had a bass. I can't remember if it was in the first uncut video I did or the second, but it come up and attacked the bluegill, hit it. It was a smaller bass. But that kind of thing happens all the time when you ultralight fishing. You be reeling in a bluegill or you know, a small crappie or a yellow bass and a largemouth, a smallmouth, they'll just come out of nowhere and attack. One of these days I'm gonna catch me a bass on the ultralight that has eaten a bluegill. It's gonna get wedged in its mouth just right, and I'm gonna reel that thing in. Hasn't happened yet, but that day is coming, friends. Again, I wish I could cast all the way up to the bank, but there's just so much of those dead weeds that have settled. Not going to be possible today. Oh shoot, I cast right into that thing. Yep. Got some weeds on there. Let's go. Yeah, I don't want to jinx it here. But y'all, I think I'm still rocking the first Gulp minnow that I started with 30 minutes ago. I think. Normally I'd have had to switch out by now. Probably twice. I got an opportunity to cast right there right now. In between the weeds. Let's just see if we can hit one right there. Sure as the world, something hit me right then. I knew it. I knew it. I looked over and saw I had a window, and I thought there'd be a fish right there. Probably several of them. Another bluegill, that's another pretty good one. Come up here, bluegill, before one of them bass get you. You might get got this morning. Tell them people watching. Tell the people out there that don't like ultralight videos to hit the unsubscribe and the thumbs down button, fish. That fish told you. He said if you don't like it, unsubscribe and get the hell out. Because we're doing what we want out here today. I'll throw right back in there in that area there to see if I can get one of his friends. I want to catch all his friends. I want to catch his whole family. I want to catch them all. Nothing that time. I'm letting that jig. I say this, there's some more fish over there. I say this in all the ultralight videos, but you know, every time I do it, I get new people that's never seen before. What I do with this Gulp is basically nothing. I cast it out, I let it sink. And that jig on the fall, as it sinks down, it's kind of darting in and out. You catch a lot of fish on the fall. You'll see your line twitch. It'll jump. You'll feel a thump oftentimes. And it's on. Sometimes I'll twitch it, give it a little action on the way down. Sometimes I'll do a steady retrieve, reeling it in. Sometimes I'll twitch it, reeling it in. But most of the fish are going to come on the fall as that thing sinks down through the water column. You drop this bait in front of a fish, they just can't not eat it. It just triggers that natural instinct. Alright, let's make our way on down here. The currents push me along a little bit. I tell you, I started right here, y'all. We ain't made much progress here in the last half hour. But we've got some fish. Several bluegill, skipjack. Hopefully see some more skipjack pop up. That's a pretty good size one. Still been getting them below the dam. So I've been getting the bulk of my skipjack lately, but catching them on the bank over there is hit or miss. I went with my buddy Mark on a bait run out in his boat. That's a whole lot easier. If you got a boat, you can get out there below the dam and catch them every day. From the bank, it's kind of hit or miss if they're going to be feeding where you're standing. Here in probably another month or so, we'll be seeing a lot more of them in the creeks. They'll be making their migration and getting a lot more of them in the backwaters. Get them in the backwaters all the way through fall and winter. I'm gonna get a bluegill or something here right now. No sense in waiting till the fall on this fish, he said. He said we'll feed right now. Come up here, bluegill. How you doing today? Well, not very good. He wanted to get on out of here. He's got a busy day ahead of him. He's got him a doctor's appointment. Probably need to have his head looked at after he hit the kayak like that. He might have a pump knot on it. We're just going to make our way along here and see if we can find the next concentration of fish. And if we don't find a good concentration, we'll be getting them just sporadically like that. Just one here, one there. That's where live scope, I feel like. I think live scope has been really good for me on ultralight fishing for finding schools of fish. Like if I went down through here just scanning, I'd be able to look and see which tree has the bulk of the fish on it. It's especially helpful with crappie fishing because I suck at crappie fishing. Here's a fish. I don't know if this is a bluegill. I don't know. If it is, he don't feel right. No, that's a crappie. Speaking of crappie, I was just talking about how bad I suck at crappie, and I got one right here. One of them old magnolia crappie with the stripe on its head. That's a good one too. That one's going in the cooler, y'all. That's going in the cooler. Get up in here, buddy. Show yourself off, you old striped thing. Got a skid mark. I guarantee you, there's some old man in my audience right now with white Fruit of the Loom underpants, got a skid mark. It looks just like a mark on this fish's head. I guarantee it. I worked ER for a long time. I have stripped down a lot of men and women in my days. I have seen the skid marks. Yep, that in there, 12 inches right at, so you coming with me, crappie? We might feed you to an old catfish. He says that's the worst idea he's ever heard in his life. He is not a fan of it. I'm sorry, crappie. That's just the way it is. Hey, y'all. How about that, man? Caught us a crappie. I was just talking about how I suck at crappie fishing without the live scope. Then I catch one without the live scope. But that live scope, though, you know, it's super helpful for being able to look at brush, and it is really, really beneficial to me when I'm specifically looking for crappie. It's great at looking up under docks and stuff. But in situations where fish are kind of scattered and it's kind of sporadic and you're getting, you know, a fish here, a fish there type situation, I find that just casting, making my way along is better in those situations, because I ultimately spend so much time looking at the daggone live scope, I'm not getting those individual fish that I could be. And that's just me, you know, that's just me. I guess being new at live scope and new at technology, and again, there's always a part of me. That fish is jumping around the cooler back there, he don't know we're trying to film a video. But there's always part of me that just craves simplicity, even though I overcomplicate the hell out of everything. I think I got that jig back just then. I did. We've been lucky so far. I ain't had to retie. I am going to have to flip this Gulp upside down. You know what? We've been using this thing a while. The Gulp juice has probably wore off of it. I'm going to just get me another one here. I keep a pea cup full of Gulp in each kayak, so no matter which one I'm in, I got me the pea cup. My pea cup and my magnet are two accessories that will be on any kayak I have. My magnet's right over here. I just keep jig heads attached to that. For ultralight fishing, those are the best two tips I could give anybody, so I try to tell them regularly in every video to help those new people out. Pea cups, they keep the Gulp juice from leaking and making a mess, because them Gulp jars are terrible. Some people have commented and said that they take the Gulp jars and they don't remove that seal all the way. That seal, you got a little plastic seal that says remove this when you first open that jar lid. They say they leave it like halfway on, and it helps keep the jars from leaking. I think that's, I mean, more power to you if that's what you want to do, but they need to make better jars. You shouldn't have to leave a removable seal halfway on to hope that you don't get Gulp juice all over your car. So anyway, I use the pea cups. They're cheap. Back when I was working nursing full-time, I had easy access to them. And so I use that. And then the magnets, $5 accessory you can get any hardware store. And keep jig heads handy. That way you don't have to get in a tackle box all the time anytime you need to retie. And again, I don't want to jinx it because I ain't had to retie out here today, but typically you throwing around all this wood and debris, you're gonna break off some. It's inevitable. That's pretty awesome getting that crappie though. That was a nice one. 10 inches is considered a keeper out here. I forget how many we're allowed to keep. I've got numbers 10, 15, and 30 popping in my mind, and I can't remember. It don't matter. I wouldn't ever keep that many anyway. But I do have to, you know, watch the size limit and all. I don't want to keep anything undersized and get a ticket. Yeah, the ones on the stripe on the head, I get more, I feel like, of the bodies of the water I fish. I catch more of them with the stripe on their head here on Melton Hill than I do on any other body of water around here. I don't know why that is. I've been told they're called magnolia crappie, but I call them old skid mark, like the old man underwear. I guarantee you, when I said that comment, something hit me right then. Did you see the line jump? Did you see it twitch? You know you got a fish, but I guarantee you, there's some old man in my audience, after I said that story, went and checked his underpants, and he had to change them. He's going to have to wash them in bleach. Fish, you're a pretty nice bluegill. This one here, he's got some girth to him. Fish, you ever heard of Jenny Craig? Used to have a weight loss program. I don't know if she still got it or not. She might have got fat again, but that fish needs to check it out. He's got some girth to him. I probably offended Jenny Craig this in. If Jenny Craig happens to be the most famous person that's ever watched my video, and I said that she may have possibly gotten fat again, I don't know. I'm sorry, Jenny. Jenny Craig, leave me a comment if you watch this video. I'm sorry. You did a phenomenal job with your weight loss program. The fact that I know who the hell Jenny Craig is should be fact enough that she did a phenomenal job with that weight loss program. Here's another fish. There's a bluegill. We got on some more right here, y'all. Come up here, bluegill. Yeah, y'all, this is... I just lost the jig down there. I keep my pliers on that magnet, too. Give me that jig back. There you go. Thank you, bluegill. I'll knock any more of them jigs off. Say hi and bye. Take on. Yeah, y'all, this kind of fishing, man, it's just fun. I mean, you see how much action we're getting here. And I launched my kayak and just come straight across the channel. I launched at a boat dock and come straight over. I could have fished around the boat dock, but it was just choked out with weeds. There's another fish. Thumped me. He thumped me. He's pulling some drag, too. But that boat dock was choked out with weeds, and, you know, there'd be people around the dock and stuff walking their dogs. I come over here just to kind of get away from people. But you don't have to go far. When you're doing ultralight fishing and you're going after just anything that bites, you don't have to make long runs. This fish right here needs to go on a long run because he's fat. You need to go run you a marathon or something, fish. That's another chunk. I mean, every bluegill we've got today, y'all, just about has been chunky. Will you let me see you? Just see how long you are, bluegill. Don't fin me either. Now, he tried to give me the fin. That's like the bluegill version of a prison shank. With them fins, man, they're sharp. Yeah, he's short. He's short of 8 inches. He's about 7 3/4 there, but just a chunky bluegill, man. Just fat, thick, getting some weight on. Let's make another cast over there. We seem to have got on a little concentration of them. I don't know how many. We might have a streak going and I just wasn't paying attention. Not like the old man in the underwear streak, but like a streak of consecutive fish. Like nobody wants that underwear streak. You've had a bad day, you get one of them underwear streaks. Actually, the person that's had the worst day is your girlfriend or wife that's doing your laundry for you. She's the one that had a really bad day when she got to get them things out of the hamper. Ain't no telling how many pairs of underpants get thrown out every year. Man, I'm gonna flip this thing upside down. That other gulp lasted forever. And this one here, after a couple fish, we're gonna have to redo. They get tore a little bit. I just flip them upside down. I did a terrible job with that one. Let's try that again. There we go. Want it to be straight on there, straight as possible. Bet you there's another. I bet you there's another bluegill over there. Them weeds have collected. They've kind of piled up right there, and it kind of gives them fish a roof, really. Oh man, look right there. Come on, fishy. That's another good one right here. That's another good one. Come up here, fishy. Oh man, that's another good bluegill, buddy. That's another bluegill. I don't know why I'm talking real low right now, but I am. But that's a good bluegill. Holy cow! Look at this thing. Look how big he is, man. Just thick. Just thick. Let me get the jig out. It's another one that ate it. They're aggressive today, y'all. They're feeding up here. Got it out. Man, oh man. He's another one that's probably maybe shy of 8 inches. I ain't gonna throw him on the board, but just right there thick. Oh, whoa. He gone. He gone. Oh, oh. Look right there. Look right there. See if I can turn the camera around. Skips are busting again right there. Should we go after them? One of you's out there. Make a decision, damn it. Yeah, they come up busting right there. I think they're going again. That one looked like a little bit bigger school right there that was busting, though. All right, I'm gonna circle around here. I'm blowing up on these weeds while I was watching them skipjack. I'll circle around. There was another splash. Let's just, you know what? We're here. Yo, that's skips, man. They're still out there. Let's just make a few casts if we can. I may not be able to pull these jigs through all these weeds out here, but we'll try. Oh man, right here. Right here. We're right here on them. They didn't have to wait on me to come to them. They've come to me and I'm hooked up, buddy. Hope we can get a double right here. That single looks like. We got a, oh, there he is. He come after. We did double up. Oh, I just lost one too. Dadgummit. Oh. I hit my ultralight rod as I was trying to get hold of him here. I need to get that ultralight rod out of the way. That's what I need to do. We got us another one, y'all. How about that? Come on, fish. Give me that hook back, damn it. Gotta make a few more casts for your friends disappear. Alright, I'll post this video. There'll be 8,000 people out here trying to catch a skipjack. 8,000 of us out here trying to catch some skipjack. That'd be alright though. Let's make a few more casts. They ain't busting right here, but they in the area. Just got to keep the old eyes peeled. Well, that's 2 skipjack and a crappie. I got me catfish bait for tomorrow. We'll put them things to use. Hell, I might even take this kayak catfishing tomorrow. I don't know. See how I feel in the morning. Keep things simple, you know. I ain't got but 2 rod holders on this kayak. And my graph, I could hook up my old Raymarine graph that I had before the Garmin Live Scope. I still got it. I can rig it up on here. I might take this thing out. Yeah, I think they're gone. They'll pop up again here in a little while. Oh, right there, right there. They still here. They still here. Got a double too. Got 2 of them. Come up here. Come to daddy. You skipjack, just call me daddy. Yep, by gosh, there's 2 of them. Big ones too, man. These are nice skipjack. These are nice skipjack. Come here now. I want you to calm it down. Indoor behavior. Skipjack don't understand indoor behavior. They don't know the concept of it because they never calm down. This one here, he's so excited. He de-hooked himself. He was so excited to be in this video. He wasn't waiting on me to unhook him. You know what, fish? We're just gonna, you won't let me get in your mouth. We'll just throw you in like that. How about that, y'all? How about that? Let's do that again real quick. Let's throw back out there. Some of you have asked for a skipjack video. Here's about as close as you get to it these days. I can't get anybody to watch just a dedicated skipjack video. Views on them are always terrible, probably because a lot of places, even within my catfish audience, don't have skipjack. You know, they just don't exist where they live. But a day like today, where I'm not specifically targeting them, but they just happen to be some here, y'all that want this type of content can get you fix. I can get me some bait. Everybody wins. Ain't a lot of situations in life where everybody walks away a winner, but I feel like we all are today. Everybody except for the skipjack and that crappie in the cooler. They're not, I promise you, they don't feel like winners right now. Yeah, I definitely got enough catfish bait now. I don't see them busting anywhere. They somewhere. They come up, you know, they're attacking, they're chasing them schools of shad and minnows, and then they gone again. I don't know, and they might pop up. Same spot, they might pop up, you know, quarter mile downstream. It's all depending on where them shad went. A lot easier in a boat. You see them busting somewhere, you can motor over to them, get to them quick. In the kayak, I'm kind of limited. You go out trying to chase skipjack, you end up oftentimes, time you get to them, they gone. So I don't spend a lot of time chasing them. If I was out here today specifically targeting skipjack, I would probably try to troll. It would be tough with the amount of weeds and leaves in the water, but I would try. Probably be pulling some spoons. Spoons come through the debris a little better than jigs do. That jigs just, they catch a lot of stuff, leaves and stuff. Spoons will oftentimes come through it. I got jigs tied on today on this rod. I think I do have some sumo spoons with me in my hatch there, but these skipjack that we've got's clearly eating the jig, so we'll stick with it. All right, y'all, I'm going to get back over here and get back to ultralight fishing. We see some skipjack bust again. By gosh, we'll get after them. Let's get this switch around. All right, y'all. What do you think about that, man? That's pretty cool. Got me some catfish bait, getting me some ultralight fishing done. It's working out today, ain't it? I don't know if any of you are still left watching at this point, but it's working out. I'm gonna get over here, get back over here where I left off. I feel like I need to check my crop here. I feel like we got some weeds or something going on. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. All right, back to them, y'all. Normally, I'd edit this part out. But since we uncut, y'all just gonna have to watch me pedal back over here to get back on the bluegill. When I post this video, there'll be 300 people out here skipjack fishing the next day. Every cat fisherman in East Tennessee will be over here catching skipjack. Them things expensive now, man. They're in high demand. You go to a bait shop and try to buy some skipjack, you looking for $7, $8 a piece for a frozen skipjack. I mean, it's gotten insane. And people pay it too, and these bait shops, they can't keep them in stock. So, there's a demand for it. Catfishing just got too popular around here. I'm gonna come right back over here. We've given these bluegill a little break too, so I bet you I'm gonna throw right back in there and hook up immediately. This little section of weeds that have gotten blown up here is where I was getting them others at before the skipjack come along and distracted me. I'll say that and I probably won't get bit now. Jinx myself. Doggone it. There's some more fish somewhere down through here though, I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Fishy, 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 where are you? Let's see, not there, Justin, not there. Yeah, some of them fish here, them skipjack was busting all over here beside me. May have spooked some of them bluegill too. Nothing. Well, all right then. We'll just make our way along. Moving on up the east side. Deluxe apartments done gone sky high. They have around here, that's for sure. Everybody be moving to the south. Tennessee, we got a nice state here. It's beautiful. Climate's good. No state income tax. Gas is fairly cheap. Electricity cheap. Everybody be coming out here, you know. Driving them house prices up. Driving them property taxes up for those of us that don't plan on moving. Come on, fishy. Them skipjack got me all pumped up, man. I need another bite. Love catching skipjack. Hate fishing for them. A lot of people don't understand that. It's hard to describe. It's like when they're biting like this, you know, and you can throw in there and catch them 1, 2 at a time. Get them regularly, you know, it's fun. But them days where you need skipjack, where like you got a catfish trip planned and you need bait, and you spend 8 hours on the water just cast after cast after cast and can't get a bite, that'll make you hate skipjack fishing. It's the difference in wanting to catch them versus needing to catch them. That's the difference of whether you enjoy it or not. That makes all the difference in the world. All right, ain't nothing here. Let's move on down. The wind just kind of started blowing a smidge, and it's kind of feel like it's moving this way. These weeds and stuff, the current's coming this way, the wind's going the other, and the weeds have just kind of feel like they've stopped all of a sudden. I'm going to throw right here. Let me just see what I can do with that cast right there. It wasn't the best cast, but I might get something on it. I got a mosquito on the camera there. Yeah, I didn't do that. Let me try one more cast up in there. It looks like it ought to hold the fish. That's slightly better. Oh, but there you go. Had a little bump. There he is. There he is. You saw the line just twitch. Felt him. I knew there ought to be a fish up under there. Ought to be more than one, actually. If I can hold myself in position, we might get a few more. Bluegill, you got any friends up in there? I want to know the scoop. I want to know where they're at and how many. They ain't telling me nothing. These bluegill, aside from the fact they don't speak human, they won't tell you nothing. Oh, crap. I ain't getting that one back out, y'all. I had a lousy arm angle on that cast. I did get it out, too. Had a lousy arm angle. I got lucky there. I forced that cast and paid the price. Let's try it again now. Let's try another lousy arm angle cast. Yeah, it was a lousy cast, but we'll let it sink down. We might get something there. As the wind spins me around. Now, what is this, weed eater or what? I guess, yeah, we need weed eater man on the video today. Hopefully the microphone will drown that out. It'll just be me suffering listening to it. What the wind's getting me all cattywampus here, y'all. I gotta make an adjustment here in a second. I'm gonna finish out this cast. I'm gonna get myself spun around. Feel like I was getting hit. I got bumped a couple times there. Let me get spun back around. Wind and kayak fishing. They don't go together. Peanut butter and jelly go together. Salt and vinegar go together. Me and Taylor Swift could go together. But wind and kayak fishing, not so much. All right, now we back in the game here. We back in the game now, at least for a cast or two. Let's see what we can get with it. Think we'll get anything on that cast? Take your bets right now. Betting window is going to close any second, so get your bets in if we're going to get one on this cast. These perverts out there ain't focused on the cast. They focus on my feet right there with the flip-flop tan lines. Flip-flop season's coming to an end here before long. I'm going to miss it. I like me some summertime. It ain't the best fishing in the summer, but it's the best time for me. I like being able to come out in flip-flops and be able to get in the water a little bit to launch the kayak. So much easier in the summer. But the fishing is better spring and fall. That's a fact. There's just a fish. Let's reel in another one. Let's reel in one more here, why don't we? Or what I'm saying, I'm going to try to reel in about 20 more today. 50 more if I can. Bluegill. Where'd them skipjack go, bluegill? You got any crappie friends down there? Somewhere, I guarantee you that crappie we got wasn't alone. But I threw it in there several more times, didn't get any more. Let me spin back around. The wind's going to be just enough to be a nuisance right here. I may bust out the paddle in a minute. I think I got on the edge of them weeds. That jig ain't gonna sink. These jigs are so light. At 1/64 ounce, if your line goes over one of them little weed clumps, or even a smaller leaf or something, it'll just kind of stop it where it is. Your jig won't sink. think right there I'm good. Out. Oh yeah, there's a fish. Well, that feels like another good one right there, man. That's another good one. I think it's a bluegill, but he feels like a chunker. Yeah, it is a chunker, man. Look at that. Man, these bluegill have been great quality today. All the way down through here. Nice bluegill. Nice. Throw back over there again. See if we can work around this little weed island here. Is moving along, but I'm going to try to throw over into this little open area. Come on, fishy. Eat that jig now. Wonder how many people still watching at this point in the video. How far along are we here? We're over an hour. Man, if you've stuck with me a full hour doing this, you're pretty awesome. You're a special kind of person. I like yous. I don't like everybody on YouTube. But if you've stuck with me over an hour into an ultralight video, I like you. I could do this all the time though, y'all. I mean, I love catfishing. But this ultralight fishing, there's a fish. I lost him. This holds a special place in my heart. I've described it before. If catfishing was the wife, ultralight fishing would be the mistress. And we all know the mistress gets treated better than the wife. You all know it to be true. Every time it happens, they always end up coming out ahead. Come on, fishy. Come this way. I feel like my drag keeps slipping here. Again, this reel is on its last days. I'm trying to finish out the year with it. Come up here, bluegill. Ornery. Oh, he's still ornery. He's trying to put the fin in me. That ain't nice, fish. That'll get you a assault and battery right there. That'll get you cuffed and stuffed out here. Doggone fish. Like old Dukes of Hazzard, Roscoe P. Coltrane. We'll cuff him and stuff him. Well, sick old flash on him there. I think I'm too far away on that cast. Let's see if I can make a little better one. Yeah, we're going to catch a fish on that cast. Take my money right now, y'all. Take it. Bet me. Bet me we don't catch a fish on that cast. It's coming. Gonna let it sink down. Oh, I got hit. I went to set that hook. I pulled it away too. Y'all should have took my money. Y'all should have bet me. You missed your chance. You'd have won a nickel off of me right there. May have to switch this gulp out. Yeah, it's tore up pretty good. I'm gonna switch it out. Get the peak up here. I can bet y'all some nickels, because I just found one in the parking lot the other day. I'm one of them people, y'all, and again, I'm pretty frugal. I'm a cheap person. But when I'm walking through the parking lot, I keep my head down. One, because I don't want to talk to people, you know, and if you make eye contact, you're kind of forced here in the South anyway to just say, hey, how's it going, or how you doing, something, you know. It's obligatory here in the South. So you don't want to make eye contact with anybody. But I keep my head down going through the parking lot too, because you never know when you're going to stumble across some pocket change. And I am not above picking up a penny or nickel or quarter that's covered in oil and grease that's been laying out in the parking lot. I do it, man. Ain't no telling how much money I've found through the years just picking up pocket change while avoiding eye contact with people. I wonder if there's any YouTube channels that are created like people just going to a parking lot. Like if I went, this is the dumbest idea ever, but like let's say I went to a busy parking lot like a Walmart or grocery store or the mall or something like that, somewhere you get a lot of traffic. Gas stations would probably be good to hit too, just because a lot of people paying cash at the gas station. They buy their cigarettes and lotto tickets and beer with cash. But let's say you made a YouTube channel or videos around just going to parking lots and vlogging as you walk around looking for pocket change. I wonder if it exists, number one. I wonder if anybody's doing it. And number two, I wonder if somebody could get a channel off the ground doing it. I think I would tune in and watch. Like if I can, my memory's shot, but like if I can remember when I get home today, I'm going to look that up and see if it exists. I guarantee there's 12 of you out there that's looking it up right now to see if it exists. But if it does, I'm going to watch a video. I think the person doing it would probably need some personality, because you're not going to find a nickel in every parking lot you go to. But then the days where you come across like a pile of change, where like, I've done that before, where you'll find like several pennies or nickel, quarter, whatever. Those would be interesting finds. You'd have to have a little personality though, for the vlogging purposes of it. Just because there would be so much downtime where you wouldn't be finding anything. But a person, if a person was into it, and I won't say I'm into it, but being the cheap, frugal person I am, when I find a quarter or nickel in the parking lot, even a penny, it always puts a smile on my face. Always. Even if it's covered in oil and grease and stuff and gas, I'll still get it. So, who doesn't like getting money? It's free money just laying on the ground. Just bend over and pick it up. I'm curious though. I'm genuinely curious if there's YouTube channels. Something thumped me. Something hit me right there. That was a nice thump, but he didn't take off with it. I'm curious though if there's a channel around that concept. If there is, they're getting a view from me today. I might even subscribe and hit the thumbs up. If you're still watching this video, an hour and something into it, by God, you need to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Because if you like this garbage, I got plenty more where this come from. Plenty more. I feel like something's on the back of my head, y'all. I don't know what it is, a bug or something. Let's move on down. It's hard to cast over in here where I want to with all this junk on the water, but I got right up in here. Looks like I can almost cast to the bank right here. I'm gonna catch something on that cast. I can feel it. You ever get that feeling? Like old people and stuff, they say they can feel it in their knees and their hips when it's going to rain. I caught something all right. Okay, I got it free. Yeah, them old people, they tell you their arthritis flares up when the weather patterns change. They can tell you when it's going to rain. They can tell you better than old Doppler radar. The only weather person we ever had here in East Tennessee that was worth a damn was Margie Ison. Some of you East Tennesseans out there that's age 40 and up, you'll remember Margie. She wasn't even a meteorologist. She was the weather lady. She didn't have no formal degree. She'd put a little sticker of sunshine up over East Tennessee on the days where it was going to be sunny, or a rain cloud on the days where it was supposed to be rain. And I guarantee you put her predictions, her forecasts, up against these people today with all their fancy meteorology degrees and Doppler radars and this, that, and the other, I guarantee you Margie's predictions was far more accurate. Old Margie Ison, that's a throwback right there. That's retro. For all you East Tennesseans out there, age 40 and up. We'll move down here a little bit. Moving on up. I'll throw in this little window of trees here. The sun is hitting the back of the camera now at this angle. I hope we don't overheat. We've been running a long time. Hard to keep a GoPro running for long periods of time anyway, under normal conditions, let alone when it's in direct sun. And there's a... Boy, it felt good. It felt good for a second, but I've set the hook on a snag. I don't know if I'm getting this one out or not. We may be retying. I think we're over an hour into this trip now. I don't think I've retied yet. I've switched to Gulp minnow. I don't think I've lost a jig up until right now. That's about to happen. Ah, crap. I ain't getting that out. I ain't getting that out, y'all. Oh, man. Snap that line, too. I'm going to have to run the line through the guides. Crapola, man. Snap that daggone line. Well, by gosh, if I had any audience left watching at all, they're gone now. Because ain't none of you is going to sit here and watch me thread line back through these guides. I know you ain't going to. I need something to do on video when I'm retying and stuff and doing this right here. I need to come up with a way to keep people entertained and engaged. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's like some kind of, I almost think like a little trivia thing or something on the screen. Or a hot girl dancing in the background over in the... If I had a hot girl over on the bank dancing right now, y'all wouldn't even really be paying attention to me and the fact that I'm retying. You'd just be watching her dance over there. I know how yous are. At least it ain't gonna take long because I got my jig heads here on that magnet. And this knot here, guys, everybody's got their own favorite knot. I do just what's, I guess, is a clinch knot. I come up and wrap my line 3 or 4 times and then go through the loop a couple times, wet it a little bit, and cinch it down. That's my knot. That's what's worked for me for forever. So now let's see if I can throw over there and get snagged again on the next cast. You want to see me frustrated? It's when you cast over there, you get snagged, you break off. You retie, next cast immediately, you snag and break off. That is frustrating. And you do that 2 or 3 times in a row, attitudes can change very quickly. Very quickly. But if you've stuck through this, me retying and rethreading my line through the guides, thanks. Appreciate you doing that. Boosting my watch time. That would have been a real good spot for YouTube to go to commercial break and just pick this video up where after the commercial, you know. But who knows if they did or not. We'll spin around over here. We'll make our way on along, y'all. Making our way along. some reason I've now have the old TV show Cheers. That song's in my head. I'm not going to sing it for you, but it's suddenly just, I've said something, it triggered that in my mind. Oh my gosh, are you serious? Did I just get... Y'all about to see my attitude change. At least here I can get over top of it, get on the other side of it, maybe and get it out. I just talked about breaking off and getting snagged on the next cast, and I'll be damned if I ain't. Gosh dang it. I think I can reel down far enough to get to it. There it comes. There it comes. Crisis averted that time. Crisis averted. You know, while we're back here, when in Rome, just make a cast up here along the bank. We've been able to throw on the bank all daggone morning. And there's a fish too. It's a little bit smaller bluegill there. You're one of the smallest ones we've caught today, bluegill. How does that make you feel? He said he's a rookie here. He's an up and comer. He'll get big someday if he don't get eaten first. Let's just throw right over there. Let's make us a cast. It don't cost nothing to make a cast. The sun, I was kind of shaded on the other side of that bluff wall when I got out here this morning. Now that sun's got high enough in the sky, we're getting over here in the sun now. It was a real nice morning. It's going to be hot today, but a real nice morning out here. It was in the high 60s when I got out here this morning. You can't, it's heating up fast now, but these late summer days here, when it starts to cool a smidge, get some mornings like that, you can't beat it, man. I can beat that cast. That was a terrible cast, but I'll let it sink down. We might get something on it. What do you think? You think we'll get anything on that cast? It's a pretty bad one. It wasn't near anything. I don't think we're going to get nothing on it. Let's reel it in. Let's go right over here and throw along these rocks right here. Look at that rock. You see this rock sticking out right here? Got that bush growing out of the rock. Nature always finds a way, don't it? Always. It's a tiny bluegill. Bluegill, let me tell you something. Normally, if I was filming a regular video that was edited, buddy, you wouldn't make the cut after the bluegill I've caught. Whatnot, man. He wouldn't have made the cut. The small bluegill right there wouldn't have made it. And them skipjack wouldn't have made it either. I'd have edited every one of them things out. Keep from having 35 people show up here the day after this video airs. There's another one that was hitting me. But with it being raw and uncut, y'all seeing everything, good and bad, getting snagged, breaking lines, breaking the women's hearts. You're seeing it all. Like a nature boy Ric Flair. He could kiss all the women and make them cry. Come on, fishy. I'm waiting on you, fishy. About time. There's a leaf just hit the water right there. It's about time for the leaves. I love fall in East Tennessee. One, it's football season. Two, it's just beautiful. The weather's great. But if there's one downside to fall, It's the leaves on the water when you ultralight fishing, because again, you cast over them things, it stops your jig from falling. And it's almost time. Almost time for all these leaves start coming down. My little walnut tree, I planted that thing from seed. It's about, I don't know, 4 or 5 foot tall now. I planted it a few years ago. But it's already started to lose its leaves there at the house. Won't be long, every one of these trees will be losing leaves, and I'll go from mowing grass to mulching leaves. Always something to be done. Always work to be done out there around the house. Probably should be doing that today, but I'm out here catching a fish today. Trying to, anyway. I don't think there's much over here. We're going to keep moving on down. Kind of want to circle back. Hit some of them areas that we hit earlier there with the bigger bluegill. See if some more of them are over there biting again. But there's also a part of me that's curious as to what else is down through here. You just never know what you're going to run into. I'm going to fish. I probably won't film much longer, because I don't know how long we've been doing this now. Hour and a half. Here's a fish. Right here's one. But I'm going to fish probably 4 hours today, 5 hours. Probably fish till about 11 or noon total, you know. I'll be doing some off-camera time, but I'm going to cover some water out there here. That bluegill said he's going to cover some water too. He's hightailing it on out of here. He said he don't want to ever see me again. If I was a more sensitive person, I'd be upset about that, but YouTube will break you from being sensitive. You can't be sensitive and have a YouTube channel, because people light your ass up on there, on that comment box. Some of them will even find ways to, you block them on YouTube, they'll find ways to reach out to you other ways. Oh man, he hit it as I was reeling it in and he's gone. Missed that one. There's some weirdos out there in the human world, and I'm wondering if there's weirdos in the bluegill world too. Like in a school of bluegill, let's say there's 50 bluegill on a school on a tree. I wonder if some of them bluegill are, you know, they have their own little cliques and stuff, and like, man, what do you think about Bob? Bob over there, ain't he a weird guy? Like he's up to something. He's like conspiracy theory Bob or something. I wonder if they have that in the bluegill world. Like they're just some bluegill that just don't fit in with the rest of them. Just a little off, you know? I don't know. If I ever learn how to speak bluegill, I'm going to ask one of them. I hit a couple times right there. Must have been smaller fish. I think they might be a tree possibly coming off. I see part of it over there on the bank. I'm wondering if it don't run all the way out. If it does run all the way out through there, we're going to catch something right there. I'm going to fish my way over to it, but it looks like it's coming out at an angle toward where them other trees overhang right there. There's a big gap in commentary right then, y'all. I think I'm out of stuff to talk about. This is where I need another fish to come up or something to happen out here to give me some material. I swear I think that was a fish right there, though. Come on. I'm going to get over here a little closer to this tree. I want to make some casts up there to it. I don't know if that tree comes out or if it's just a piece broke off right there on the water's edge. But you get an old tree like that, Not the one I just cast over here. Dadgummit. Okay, got it. But when you get an old tree like that, it's been in the water for a long time, those are oftentimes good hidey holes. I think I just cast into them weeds too. I'll get a good cast here directly. I'll luck up and get a good cast. Right there is about perfect if that is a tree that extends out. Nothing though. Well, let's try it again. Oh, crap. Well, I done it then. I got in the weeds and I was over the branch. I did see some minnows or some small shads scatter right there as I was reeling this weed in, so there's some bait over there by it. Let's throw in there again. Try to anyway. Fishy, come on, fishy. I'm jonesing for a bite, man. Don't leave me hanging like this, fish. Don't do me like that. Okay. I'm gonna make one more cast over here, y'all. I'm gonna move on. Some things are just like that, you know. You come up on a piece of cover or brush and it looks like it should just have fish all over it. And there won't be anything on it. And then you'll just... A few years ago, I found a... This is before I had live scope. I had a just lucky experience. Just stumbled into some big crappie. I mean, they were all like 13, 14 inch crappie. And they were holding on a... It was basically like just a small branch, a thin diameter branch that had kind of fallen, and it was down in the water. And it didn't have a lot of sticks or anything coming off of it. It was just a small branch that it was down in the water, just a couple feet. And man, there were crappie stacked all over. I sat there and was just catching one after another. Just lucked into it, you know. But it was just kind of a small, inconspicuous piece of cover. But it was enough to hold them fish. You just never know. You just never know what they're going to be holding on. It's hard to say on any given day what's going to be, what they're going to choose, you know. Some places you go to, you'll find some pieces of brush and trees that just always seem to have fish on them, or they'll have fish at certain times of the year. And then there's other places you'll get fish on a piece of brush or a tree today, and next time you fish that area, you'll hit it and nothing will be there. And you'll go back and keep trying to recreate that magic, and they're just never there again. You know, it's weird. I don't understand fish and women. I don't get it. I just try to do what works. That's all I can do. Just try to take what little I know that works and use it. Finally, we got another bite here. Thank you, fish. Commentary had run bone dry. You can't be waiting so long to bite. That's another good bluegill, though, man. Another good bluegill. There he is, man. All these bluegill today. Well, every one of them's going to have a pump knot on their head from hitting the side of that kayak, but man, they have all been, dang near all been, good quality. We've had a few smaller ones, but overall, it's been a dang good day for bluegill quality. Still ain't caught no bass. Got the one crop. For those of you that fast forward, we've caught a bunch of nice bluegill, one crappie, 12-inch crappie, and I think 4 or 5 skipjack. So I got enough bait for at least 1, maybe 2 catfish trips. Now I'm going to do some catfishing tomorrow, so them catfish, they'll be they better save their appetite. They better not be snacking on nothing. No little Debbie cakes or no Swiss cake rolls, no Cheez-Its. They need to save their appetite for me because I got some skipjack and crappie to feed them tomorrow. I'm gonna make a few casts up under here. There's a few things I want to target right in here. First off, I can get my cast closer to the bank here. Then you got all these weeds that have accumulated here that create like a rooftop scenario. I want to make a cast or two over there at that. Hopefully the wind will let me be for just a minute here. I need to make a better cast. I need to cast closer to that pile of weeds, but I'm an old southpaw. I'm left-handed, and it's hard for me to cast right over there the way it's got that one little section there that's stuck out. It's gonna be hard for me to get a cast around. I'm gonna do something stupid. I'm gonna cast like this. I'm gonna get hung up. Yeah, it almost worked. Let's try it again. Well, that's slightly better cast than before. See if we get anything on it. I do still have the current kind of pushing that jig that way. If I was right-handed, I'd be able to make a perfect cast into that little pocket of them weeds, and I'd be catching fish. Right here's one anyway. The world's against us left-handed people. I mean, hell, my scissors right there, I gotta turn them upside down just to be able to use them. But I still pulled out a fish because, again, you can't hide talent, folks. Left-handed or not, we're getting it done out here today with a pretty bluegill. Got the orange on him, man. This fish is excited about football season. Tennessee football, go Big Orange. He's got his game day uniform on here. He needs to give me that jig back. There you go. Get out of here, fish. I know what you're just trying to do. He wanted to take that jig head and sell it on eBay and buy him a Peyton Manning autographed football. That's what he wanted to do. I know how these fish are. I know what they want. I'm going to do the same thing I done with that one. Just let it sink down and let that current kind of take it up under them weeds over there. If I can't cast where I want to go, I'll let the current put it where I want to go. I'm going to have to spin back around though. The wind's getting me all cockeyed here. Come on, wind, be better than that. This kayak I'm in today, my Old Town Big Water, it's super lightweight. And especially since I really don't have any accessories on it, you know, to add weight to it. So the lightest breeze will get you oftentimes moving the wrong direction or moving a little quicker than what you would like. But this kayak, when you're using a ramp or a launch site where you don't have a boat ramp, having the lighter weight compared to my Hobie kayak with the motor and batteries and my heavier cooler, that thing's a beast. And if I ain't got a boat ramp, I don't launch that thing. But this kayak, I can put it in anywhere. Now out here today it wouldn't matter because I used the boat ramp, but some places I use, this kayak comes in real handy. And I do like the simplicity of it. Again, today out here, no motor, no electronics, no live scope, just a kayak, some jig heads, and a fishing pole, and catching the hell out of fish out here, you know. It's good to kind of get back to your roots sometimes, just minimalist fishing, simple. You know, I'm bad about always wanting the next big thing, but you don't have to have all that stuff. You know, you can come out with a basic setup and still have a damn good time, enjoy yourself, catch a bunch of fish. And then when I go home today, I'll unhook the kayak from the car. I got no batteries to charge. I mean, I got camera batteries to charge, obviously, but, you know, no graph batteries, no motor batteries. Kayak, you know, I don't need gasoline like on a boat motor. It's just simple, man. It's a simple setup, but it works. About ready to move on from this spot, y'all. I was right. Goodness gracious, they throwing bombs at us. Well, squirrels up there throwing the nuts, man. Goodness, we're under attack. I'm still gonna make one more cast here. Squirrels be damned. Them squirrels are so pissed off at us. They threw their nuts, man. They threw breakfast at us. You know a squirrel's serious when he throws his nut at you. That perverts, they'll be all over that comment. I knew it as soon as I got done saying it. Gotta be careful what you say on the internet. People always turning around on you. Alright, let's move on down through here. Where are we at on time on this thing? Coming up almost, God almighty, almost 2 hours. Nobody's still watching this crap. I'm going to make a few more casts here on camera. See if we can get another fish or two. We may wrap up the filming portion of this day. These uncut videos, it's kind of a, you know, just something I was experimenting with. Just throwing at the wall, see what sticks. The first one didn't do particularly well, view-wise. But again, I got a lot of positive feedback. It was an hour long. And I posted it on a weekend, which, you know, a lot of YouTubers post on weekends, do really well. For whatever reason, my videos don't do well on the weekends. But the second one was an hour and a half. I posted it on a normal weekday. And it got really good views. And again, got positive feedback. The people that watched seemed to like it. The average view time was really good. So, I don't know. Again, it's just an experiment. Just something I'm going to play with and throw it out there. I'm out here fishing anyway. And if y'all like the unedited stuff, well, hell, it sure makes it a lot easier on me because I don't have to sit behind a computer doing it, you know. So, and today was very smartly filmed in 1080. It won't take 18 hours to upload the video to YouTube. And 4K, man, 4K. The videos look awesome. I mean, the picture quality is great on 4K, but boy, the file sizes are so big. And the cameras run so hot when you're filming in 4K. I guess just the processor or whatever. I don't listen to me processor like I know what the hell I'm talking about. I don't. But they just run so much hotter at 4K than they do when you're filming in 1080. You get a lot more overheating problems. But that picture looks good though. It's a lot of hassle. But it really looks good when it turns out. This fish here, he said he's trying to look his best too. He wants to look good on camera. This fish probably upset with me. He heard I was filming in 1080 and he ain't going to be as sharp as he would be in 4K. You still look good though, fish. You're still beautiful. You're beautiful in your own way. He was blushing on the way out. Did you see his cheeks turn red? He was blushing. Have somebody like me compliment it like that. That bluegill don't get compliments every day. He's probably calling up all his girlfriends there to tell him about it. throw over here. Let's see if I can get, oh, okay. I think I stopped it right in front of them weeds. That might turn out to be a pretty good cast. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Didn't get nothing on it. You can make a pretty a cast as you want to, get it right where you want, but if there ain't no fish there, it ain't gonna do you a bit of good, is it? We'll let this sink down a little further and let that current take it up under them weeds. Them little weed patches are a nuisance. But there's times like right now where you can kind of use them to your advantage. Because there'll be fish oftentimes up under those little weed islands, you know, them weed patches, using it as cover. So you can use them to catch some fish at times, but they are a nuisance when you're trying to cast around them, or if you're trolling and there's dead weeds all over the water. I'm trying to be glass half full out here today. I'm trying to be poly positive. So we're talking about the advantages of those weeds. I think one hit me. He did. He hit me right then, folks. Oh, he's got me in something too. Come out of it, fish. He's still on there. There he come. There he come. I think it's going to be another pretty good one right here, man. There have been so many good bluegill out here along this stretch. I mean, we really haven't even covered that much water just because there's been so many fish down through here. Look at this. That's another one, man. This one's got some... He's kind of got more of a circular shape to him. He's short, but he's round. There's probably some people watching right now that can relate to that comment too. Oh, I hurt his feelings. Lord. I made that other bluegill blush, and right there I made him cry. I'll be getting a letter from that one's mama and daddy, giving me the how-to, by gosh. That fish's mama, there's one, there's another one. This might be his mama right here. She gonna give me an earful when I get her up here. Yeah, this is... oh. No, that one wasn't mama. That must have just been sister right there. That one was that fish's sister. She just wanted to come slap me in the face and was gone. Let me back up. I gotta get repositioned here. We own some more fish over here. They're using these weeds right here on this spot. I'm gonna catch a few more if I can. Let me catch a few more fish right here on this. We'll finish fishing this little area here before we wrap up the video. This might be a good stopping point for the video. Got a feeling we might get some more right here though. Because that current, again, you can kind of, there's a bigger spot back here, but there's a little section of weeds right here under these branches. And that current's just going to take that jig right up under there. Throw it back there. That wasn't the best cast, but we'll work with it, see what we get. So that jig's sinking down and back as I drift back. Well, I was talking about how we was going to catch all these fish up under here and watch us not get another one. Gosh dang it. Oh, another terrible cast, wasn't it? Let me get repositioned again. Like somebody just clicked off the video. They're like, I've watched 2 hours of this crap. I ain't waiting on him to catch another fish and end the video. They're ending it for me, by God. They done clicked off. There's somebody out there that's offended that I offended that other bluegill and made it cry. So they done clicked off. I guarantee you. At least somebody that's mad over what I've said or done out here today. Oh, no. And then them weeds. Well, I'm apparently going to self-sabotage myself and not catch any more fish on this spot. Doggone it. Dang the weeds, man. Got a glob of them just then. All right, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Oh my gosh. See, I'd be editing all of this out, y'all. All of it. I should have ended the video on that last fish. That would have been a good ending spot. And instead, I've sat here and made a fool of myself for the last 2 or 3 minutes, making terrible casts. Finally, that's a better cast. I think we're going to get bit on that one. That one's got potential there. Took me about 10 tries. Yep, sure as the world. If I could make that, if I could repeat that cast. Oh no, he's got me in something. He got me in whatever that other one had me in. Come out of it. Crap, are you serious right now? He's on there, I feel him. Oh, I'm gonna get pushed into these trees, y'all. Crap-ola, man. Get pushed into the trees. Come out, that fish. Oh, crap. Come on, fish. I got 2-pound line. I can't horse him too much. Look at that spider right there on that tree. Some of you be freaking out if you're afraid of spiders. He may have come off now. He wrapped me in something down there. Gosh dang it. Snake bitten, y'all. That was a bad series. I made about 10 bad casts in a row. Finally made a good cast, hook a fish, and he wraps me in something. If I break off right here, and I'm about to, yep, I just broke off. Crap. All right, first thing I gotta do is get out of these trees here. I'm in bad shape here, y'all. I'm in the wind and the current. It's pushed me in these trees while I was working on getting that fish undone. Gummit. All right. Well, that's a pretty lousy ending to the video, ain't it? But we're over 2 hours now, according to the camera timer. So I think this is probably, let me back it up here. I'm gonna be staring into the sun here, be blinded. Probably a good point to end it. So I don't know how much longer people are gonna watch this nonsense, but I'm gonna fish a little while longer. I'm just gonna keep making my way on down through here, just keep fishing my way around this morning, but you know, get me a little off-camera fishing time. But this one stretch right through here, man, from this bluff wall over to here, I don't know how many fish I've caught out here now, but you've seen every one of them, and there have been some quality bluegill and that one good crappie, and I ain't seen no more skipjack jumping around here. The sun's, you know, it's getting later in the morning here now, so they're probably done here for the morning. Early mornings and dusk is your best time to see those surface blow-ups on the skipjack. White bass too. But been a good couple hours, got a lot of fish, got me some catfish bait, had some fun. Hopefully, those of you that like these unedited videos, hopefully you still enjoy them. I'll probably do some more of them, you know, just kind of, again, just experimenting with the concept, seeing what works, seeing if people watch and what you like. And I mean, I'm out here. I'm doing it anyway. It ain't that big a deal to just leave the camera running. It's certainly easier on me, again, as far as editing goes. But anyway, I'm going to wrap up the video, retie my jig, and keep making my way along down through here. I'll see you in the next